Welcome to Control System lecture series. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about problems on Bode plot. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about procedure and stability criteria of a Bode plot. By using that procedure and stability criteria, we are going to discuss about problems and we are going to find out the stability of a given system by using the Bode plot technique. Coming to problem, draw the Bode plot for the given transfer function. Here transfer function g of s is given as g of s is equal to 20 by s into 1 plus 4s into 1 plus 3s. Also comment on the stability of a system by finding omega gc, omega pc, gm and pm. Okay, those are nothing but gain crossover frequency, phase crossover frequency, gain margin and phase margin. This is our problem. Okay, by using Bode plot we have to determine the stability. Coming to first step in solution, convert the given transfer function into time constant form or Bode form. Here 1 plus s tau form is called the time constant form or Bode form. Here given transfer function is g of s is equal to this one, that is 20 by s into 1 plus 4s plus 1 by 1 plus 3s. Okay, if we observe these terms, these terms already in time constant form, so no need of converting given transfer function into time constant form. Why? Because here 1 plus 4s is nothing but this is in the form of 1 plus s tau. Similarly 1 plus 3s is also is in 1 plus s tau. So for this transfer function there is no need of converting the given transfer function into time constant form. That is our first step. Coming to second step, find the sinusoidal transfer function by replacing the s by j omega in the given transfer function. This is our given transfer function. In order to obtain the sinusoidal transfer function, in place of s, just substitute j omega. Substitute j omega. By substituting s is equal to j omega, we are going to get g of j omega is equal to 20 by j omega into 1 plus 4 j omega into 1 plus 3 j omega. This transfer function is called the sinusoidal transfer function. Coming to third step, find the corner frequency of each factor in the transfer function and list out the corner frequencies in the increasing order. Okay, this is our sinusoidal transfer function which is given in the problem. For this transfer function we have to find out the corner frequencies. Okay, for this factor, that is 20 by j omega, there is no corner frequency, so consider this one, that is 1 plus j 4 omega. Okay, for this factor we have to find out the corner frequency, that is corner frequency omega is equal to 1 by tau. 1 by tau. Here in this factor tau value is 4, so omega is equal to 1 by 4, that is 0.25 radian per second. Similarly for this factor also find out the corner frequency, that is omega c2 is equal to, here tau is 3, so 1 by 3, that is 0.33 radian per second. These are the corner frequencies. That is, consider this value 0.2 is less than the 0.3, so consider this is the first corner frequency and this is the second corner frequency for a given transfer function. In fourth step, we have to prepare the table depending upon the factor and corner frequencies. Okay, we are having transfer function, that is sinusoidal transfer function g of j omega is this one, that is 20 by j omega into 1 plus 4 j omega into 1 plus 3 j omega. Okay, this transfer function having the factor in the form of k by j omega. So we have to consider this factor, that is 20 by j omega is the first factor, that is first factor is 20 by j omega. There is no corner frequency for 20 by j omega, so corner frequency is nil, and this is the pole, so each pole having the slope of minus 20 decibels per decade, so the slope for this factor is minus 20 decibels per decade, and there is no change in slope. Why? Because there is no previous factor to this factor. So there is no change in slope. So change in slope is nil. Now consider second factor. Okay. Second factor we have to consider depending upon the corner frequency. So second factor is 1 by 1 plus 4j omega. Here this is not s, this is omega, and the corner frequency for this factor is 0.25, and this is again pole. So the slope is minus 20, and here there is a previous factor, so we have to find out the change in slope. The change in slope is minus 20 plus minus 20, that is minus 40. Similarly go for next factor, that is 1 by 1 plus 3 j omega, this is also omega, and the corner frequency for this factor is 0.33, and this is also a pole. So each pole having the magnitude is, that is nothing but slope is minus 20. So minus 20, change in slope is minus 40, minus 40 plus minus 20. So change in slope is minus 60 decibels per decade. This is about the fourth step, that is formation of table with respect to factors and corner frequencies. Coming to fifth step, in fifth step we have to consider lowest corner frequency as well as highest corner frequency. We have to consider lowest corner frequency which is less than the first corner frequency omega c1. Similarly, we have to consider the highest corner frequency, that is omega h, which is greater than the last corner frequency. Here lowest corner, that is first corner frequency value is 0.25. So we have to consider the omega L which is less than the 0.25. In this case I am going to consider lowest corner frequency omega L is equal to 0.1. We can consider any value which is less than 0.25 radian per second. Similarly, omega h I am going to consider 5 radian per second. Why? Because omega c2 value is 0.33. I am going to consider omega h which is greater than the 0.33. We can consider any value which is greater than 0.33. In this case I am going to consider omega h is 5 radian per second. Okay, these two values for getting the simple graph. For getting simple graph we are going to consider omega L is 0.1, omega h is 0, omega h is 5. We can consider any values which is less than 0.25 and which is greater than 5 radian per second. In sixth step we have to find out the magnitude at each and every corner frequency. We already find out the corner frequencies and we already consider the lowest corner frequency and highest corner frequency. Now we have to find out magnitudes at each and every corner frequency by using the formula magnitude is equal to slope from one corner frequency to another corner frequency into log of second corner frequency by first corner frequency plus magnitude at previous corner frequency. By using this formula we are going to find out the magnitude at each and every corner frequency. First consider lowest corner frequency, that is at omega is equal to omega L. We are going to find out the magnitude. Okay, here we are going to use magnitude is equal to 20 into log of 20 by j omega, that is log of, here this is the magnitude, so 20 by j omega becomes 20 by omega. Why we are using this formula means, here this is the first corner frequency, so there is no slope from one corner frequency to another corner frequency, and there is no concept of second corner frequency and first corner frequency at omega is equal to omega L. So we are using this formula for finding the magnitude at lowest corner frequency. So here in place of omega substitute omega L value. Here omega L is 0.1. So by substituting 0.1 we are getting magnitude is equal to 20 into log of 20 by 0.1. So we are getting 46 decibels per decade. This is the magnitude at omega L. Similarly, we are going to find out the magnitudes at each and every corner frequencies. Now go for at first corner frequency, that is omega is equal to omega C1, that is 0.25. The formula for magnitude is same formula, that is slope from one corner frequency to another corner frequency into log of second corner frequency by first corner frequency plus magnitude at previous corner frequency. Here there is a slope from lowest corner frequency to this first corner frequency, that is minus 20. In the table we are going to get change in slope is minus 20 and log of second corner frequency. Here second corner frequency is the omega C1, that is omega C1 by first corner frequency is the omega L, and magnitude at previous corner frequency, that is magnitude at omega L is we got 46. So substitute all these values in this, and minus 20 into log of here omega C1 is 0.25 and omega L is 0.1 plus 46, and finally we get 38.06 decibels per decade. This is the magnitude at omega C1. Similarly, we have to find out magnitude at omega C2 and omega H. Coming to magnitude at second corner frequency omega C2, that is the slope from omega C1 to omega C2 is minus 40 decibels and log of second corner frequency. Here second corner frequency is omega C2, first corner frequency is omega C1, and magnitude at previous frequency is 38.06. Substitute all these values in this and find out the magnitude at omega C2, that is 34.8 decibels per decade. This is the magnitude at omega C2. Similarly, magnitude at highest corner frequency. Here highest corner frequency is 5 radians per second, and slope from one corner frequency to another corner frequency is minus 60 decibels per decade. This is from tabular column, and log of second corner frequency, here second corner frequency is omega H and first corner frequency is omega C2, and we are having magnitude at previous corner frequency is 34.8. Substitute all these values in the formula, then we are going to get magnitude at highest corner frequency is minus 39 decibels per decade. Okay, this is the determination of magnitudes at each and every corner frequency. Okay, this is the table which represents the magnitudes at each and every corner frequencies. After finding the magnitudes at each and every corner frequency, we have to draw the magnitude plot. Okay, while drawing the magnitude plot, we have to take the corner frequencies on x-axis and magnitude on y-axis. Okay, on the y-axis we are going to consider the magnitudes. This is the 0 magnitude and plus 20, plus 40 and plus 60. Similarly, minus 20 decibels, minus 40 decibels. On x-axis omega. First corner frequency is 0.1. Okay, this is the 0.1. At 0.1 magnitude is 46. So this is the 46. Magnitude here is 46 decibels per decade. Similarly, second corner frequency is 0.25. Okay, in between 0.1 and 1 we are having 0.25. Okay, at 0.25 the magnitude is 38. So nearly here we are having the magnitude. Similarly, at 0.33, consider this is the 0.33. Here the magnitude is 34. Similarly, at 5 radians per second, the magnitude is minus 39 decibels per decade. Consider this is the minus 39 decibels per decade. This is the magnitude plot at each and every corner frequency. In the next step, you have to find out the phase angle for a given transfer function. This is our transfer function, that is g of j omega is equal to this one. Okay, this is in the form of a plus jb. Okay, if the factors are in the form of a plus jb, then we know the formula for finding the phase angle, that is phase angle is given as tan inverse of b by a, tan inverse of b by a. By using this formula, find out the phase angle for a given transfer function for each and every factor. Okay, that is given as phase angle is equal to, for this factor the phase angle is minus 90, and for this factor tan of b, that is 1 plus 4j omega, that is j 4 omega is nothing but here b is the 4 omega and a is the 1, so tan inverse of 4 omega by 1, that is tan inverse of 4 omega. Similarly for this factor, tan inverse of 3 omega by 1, 3 omega by 1, that is nothing but tan inverse of 3 omega. This is the phase angle for a given transfer function. Now by using the corner frequencies, we are going to find out the phase angle at each and every corner frequency. That is, in place of omega, substitute the corner frequencies and find out the phase angle. Okay, this is the tabular column which represents the phase angle at each and every corner frequency. Okay, this is the formula for phase angle. In this formula, substitute each and every corner frequency in place of omega. Okay, first consider first corner frequency, that is 0.1. Okay, at 0.1, this term, that is tan inverse of 4 omega as well as tan inverse of 3 omega, these values, tan inverse of 4 omega value becomes 21.8. Similarly, tan inverse of 3 omega value becomes 16.6. Substitute these two values in this equation, then final phase angle is minus 128.4. Similarly, go for remaining corner frequencies. We are going to get these values. Okay, these are the phase angle values. Now by using these phase angles, we have to draw the phase plot. Okay, very simple. For drawing the phase plot, we have to consider the phase angle on x-axis, phase angle on y-axis, and corner frequencies on x-axis. Okay, by taking these things, we are going to draw the phase plot. Okay, this is the phase plot for a given corner frequencies, and by using the phase angles, obtain phase angles. First one is the corner frequency 0.1 and phase angle is minus 128. Okay, this is the x-axis, that is radian per second, and this is the y-axis, that is the phase angle. At 0.1, we are having the phase angle is minus 128, so this is the minus 128. Similarly, 0.25, at 0.25, we are having the phase angle is minus 171. Similarly, at 0.33, consider in between 0.1 and 1, we are having 0.33, angle is minus 187. Similarly, at highest corner frequency 5 radian per second, the phase angle is 263.2 degrees. Okay, this is the phase plot for a given transfer function. In order to determine the stability of a system, first we have to get the values for gain crossover frequency, phase crossover frequency, gain margin, and phase margin. Okay, for getting these values, we have to combine the phase, that is phase plot, as well as magnitude plot. Okay, this is the magnitude plot and this is the phase plot. We have to determine all these values. Here, gain crossover frequency, we already know the definitions for these things which we have discussed in the previous lecture. Here, gain crossover frequency is the frequency at which magnitude is 0 decibels. Here this is the 0. Okay, at this, get this point, is the gain crossover frequency, the frequency at which magnitude is 0. Okay, this is the line for 0 magnitude. Okay, this line is crosses the magnitude plot at this point. So this is the gain crossover frequency. This gain crossover frequency value is in between 0.1 and 1, means nearly we are having 0.8 radians per second. Similarly, phase crossover frequency, the frequency at which phase angle is minus 180 degrees. Okay, this is the point of minus 180 degrees. Okay, this point is crosses the phase plot at this point. So this value, this frequency is the phase crossover frequency. Okay, we got the gain crossover frequency and phase crossover frequency. Now we have to determine gain margin. The gain margin is the additional margin of a transfer function at omega pc, that is at omega pc means phase crossover frequency. So we have to identify the magnitude at omega pc, that is phase crossover frequency. Okay, at phase crossover frequency, this is the additional magnitude. Okay, nearly we are getting nearly 25 decibels. So this is the gain margin. Okay, by using formula we are going to determine the gain margin. Gain margin formula is 0 minus the resultant magnitude at phase crossover frequency. Here resultant magnitude is, suppose consider nearly 25 decibels. So gain margin is equal to minus 25 decibels. Minus 25 decibels. Okay, similarly we have to find out the phase margin. Phase margin is additional phase angle at gain crossover frequency. This is the gain crossover frequency. At this frequency you have to find out the additional phase angle. So this is the additional phase angle. So this is the phase margin. The formula for finding phase margin is resultant phase angle at gain crossover frequency. Suppose this angle is consider 250, that is minus 250 degrees, minus of minus 180. This is the formula for finding the phase margin. So from that we are getting minus 70 degrees is the phase margin. Okay, this is the procedure of finding the gain margin and phase margin from the Bode plot. Just to find out the gain crossover frequency and phase crossover frequency. After finding these two, coming to gain margin, okay, we have to find out the additional gain value at phase crossover frequency. So this is the additional gain. The formula for finding gain margin is 0 minus resultant magnitude at omega pc, that is minus 25. Similarly, coming to phase margin, we have to find out the additional angle at gain crossover frequency. So this is the additional phase angle at gain crossover frequency. So the formula for finding phase margin is resultant phase angle minus of minus 180. So minus 70 degrees. Okay, after finding the gain crossover frequency, phase margin and gain margin, we have to conclude the type of the system, means stability of the system. In this problem we got the gain margin and phase margin both are negative. If gain margin and phase margin both are negative, means the given system is unstable system. This is depending upon the stability criteria of a Bode plot, which we have discussed in the previous lecture. Okay, if gain margin value and phase margin values are negative, then we can conclude that given system is unstable system. So in this case the system is unstable. Why? Because gain margin and phase margin values are minus values, that is negative values. Here gain margin is nearly minus 25 decibels and phase margin is nearly minus 70 degrees. So both are negative. So given system is unstable system. This is regarding the problem on Bode plot. Thank you.